Kashmir People is a women-led spinning business located in northern and southeastern Tajikistan. It was established in 2017 by two four-year development projects funded by the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. The first project was implemented by the International Center for Agricultural Research in the Dry Areas, ICARDA, and the second by the Aga Khan Foundation, AKF. The objective was to develop two fiber value chains focused on processing mohair and kashgora fibers produced in the two regions into high-quality yarns for export. Adding value to local fibers was expected to create earning opportunities for rural women. The project in southeastern Tajikistan focused on processing the fiber of kashgora goats that are raised in the Pamir Mountains. The Pamir mountain range is the western part of the Himalayas. It can be reached by air only when the weather is clear because the old Soviet planes that occasionally fly there have to navigate between the mountains. The destination is the city of Korog, which is the Pamir capital. Korog is located on the Pyandj River, which provides a natural border with northern Afghanistan. The spectacular Pamirs feature pristine rivers and lakes and rugged mountains with peaks that reach 24,500 feet. The population of the Pamirs is around 200,000. Most people live in villages located in the valleys in traditional Pamiri homes that usually house an extended family. The families practice subsistence agriculture. They grow potatoes as well as ancient varieties of wheat and barley. One of the challenges they face is the lack of agricultural land. Only about 0.05 acres per person. Women, children, and the elderly do much of the farming because most men of working age have to travel to Russia for work. In many cases, they return home only after several years. The earnings they send to Tajikistan account for approximately 40% of the country's GDP. The selection of goods in the village stores and even in the Korog markets is minimal because people live very simply and don't have much disposable income. Goats are the main livestock in the Pamirs. Families take turns grazing the village flock from early morning until sunset. During the summer, the shepherds take the village flocks to remote mountain pastures and stay there with them until the fall. The goats are well adapted to the local environment and provide milk, meat, and fiber. The best fiber-producing goats are the Kashgora goats that were developed by crossbreeding local and Russian fiber goats imported to the Pamirs in the 1980s. The women look after the livestock in the villages. Here they gather the village goat flock for vaccination performed by the first project implemented by ICARDA. The goats are produced sustainably in small flocks. Each family owns around 12 goats and sheep and 1 or 2 cows. Especially the women who take care of the family flock have a special bond with their animals. They shear the goats in April, harvesting around 1.5 pounds of fiber per goat. They sell the sheared fiber for about $2 a pound to Kyrgyz traders who resell it to China. Some women process the fiber using their traditional homemade tools. Although these spinning tools have been used for centuries, they are not very productive or user-friendly. Especially the older women complain that the motion is straining their arm. The two IFAD projects collaborated with the villagers on developing new methods of fiber processing that would yield high-quality yarn. The export-oriented value chain was expected to benefit especially women in remote mountain villages who had no means of earning income. The initial step was to comb the goats to obtain higher quality fiber. The projects imported cashmere combs from Afghanistan and organized combing in several villages. The projects also set up a Kashgora purchasing system and paid the women $8 per pound of combed fiber. The villagers selected a lead fiber buyer who is now responsible for fiber collection and receives money directly from the spinning groups. He travels around the region every spring to purchase Kashgora and competes with Chinese buyers by offering higher prices. The center of fiber collection is the Roshkala Valley near the Komsomol Peak. The highest quality fiber is produced by goats in high altitudes that graze outside all year. Some adult Kashgoras give as much as 2 pounds of combed fiber. The new Kashgora value chain has benefited the goat producers who can earn income during early spring when they have no other products to sell. The competition has also forced the Chinese to raise fiber prices. This benefits even those producers who sell sheared fiber to Chinese buyers. The buyer collects over 1 ton of kashgora per season, which is sufficient to supply raw material to the spinning groups. Prior to being spun, the kashgora has to be professionally dehaired. Because Tajikistan does not have a dehairing facility, the fiber has to be shipped for dehairing to Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
The dehairing facility is located in the ancient city of Herat. The factory owner has worked with both projects for a number of years. He dehairs the fiber and sends it back to Tajikistan. The dehaired fiber is distributed to the spinning groups. The second IFAD project, managed by the Aga Khan Foundation, imported electric spinning machines designed and produced by a mechanic in northern Tajikistan and organized 4 spinning groups in different Pamiri villages. One of the major challenges we faced was finding a space for the women to spin. The interior of the Pamiri house was not suitable for a workshop, and in most villages there were no other buildings available. The problem was solved in 2015 when we learned that it was possible to convert a shipping container into a spinning workshop. The project purchased several containers and remodeled them into fully equipped workspaces. They include solar panels that are used to power the spinning machines. Although many women want to work in the workshops, only those spinners who can maintain a high-quality standard can work with the dehaired kashgora, which costs around $25 a pound. The other women spin yarn from local wool and sell it on the local market. The women come to spin whenever they have free time, and the kashgora spinners are paid per meter of yarn. An average spinner earns approximately $75 a month for part-time work. Some of the more experienced spinners in northern Tajikistan earn $100 and more. $100 in earnings goes a long way in Tajikistan. It can buy this amount of food and has a considerable impact on the family's welfare. It supplements the approximately $150 the women's husbands sent from Russia.
Yesterday the gana keno boze arkocha zoleke Yesterday the gana sheno mat karinga pe nazire
The Pamiri women collaborate with three older, more experienced spinning groups that were established by the first Ikardalet project in northern Tajikistan. The northern region has been known for the production of mohair. During the Soviet period, the local cooperative farms produced 350,000 Angora goats, and their fiber was exported to Russia. Although mohair production declined after the collapse of the Soviet Union, many farmers continue to breed the goats and sell their fiber to China. The village women have been processing mohair using traditional spindles and a variety of mostly homemade spinning machines. They sell the yarn at a weekly market to traders who ship it to Russia. Their clean earnings are approximately 50 cents per pound. Some women knit and sell socks and mittens that are also exported to Russia. The socks sell for $2 a pair. The first IFAD project organized a mohair spinning group that produced fine yarn for export to the United States. However, the mohair processing experiment ultimately did not succeed because the Tajik fiber is relatively coarse, and the project learned that the American knitters preferred Kashgora yarn over mohair. That is why the second project organized a supply of Kashgora fiber for the northern groups and established the production of Kashgora yarn in both regions. The spinners also received container workshops with solar panels. Solar power is especially important in northern Tajikistan because during winter months the villages have received only 4 hours of electricity per day. All workshops have talented spinners and dancers, but the advantage of the northern groups is their superb leadership. They have an excellent management team of women who have learned all the essentials of running a business. This is partially because the northern groups were established earlier and had more time to practice business management, but also because the region is less remote, produces more surplus, and the local population has experience in commerce. The group manager, Shakhlo Norboyeva, comes from a family of business people and has a higher education. This gave her the foundations to learn accounting, quality control, and management. At the same time, all the other women also participate in decision-making, and the salaries of the spinners as well as managers are based on mutual agreement. Under the guidance of the two projects, the northern group succeeded in implementing a strict quality control system. This is why the Kashmir people yarn is the best handspun yarn on the global market. Each yarn skein is evaluated based on 7 different parameters, and spinners receive higher or lower rate per meter based on quality. Shakhlo also trained the Pamiri group leaders how to do evaluation during their visit. The evaluation results are recorded by Zarina, who is the group's accountant and English translator. Shakhlo and Zarina shared the responsibility for bookkeeping, but all group leaders and spinners have access to the financial records. Payday is a happy day anywhere and also in the spinning workshop.
Asıl asın yok şunası bulunaydı.
Evet.
Kazana gizden bir baklar.
Anam yolluyor.
Hadi bakın şuraya kapıyı.
Zarina surat golcü menga cunat sündeydi. Kim kukka da yok bulsa, beni olma dünyam berra.
Ya şaka. Hani gülmeme girer. Bütün şu kalama toktası.
The yarn is dyed in Tajikistan and marketed with name tags of the spinners. Their photos and bios are also posted on the website kashmirpeople.com. In order to strengthen the women's understanding of Western markets, the second project sent 4 group leaders to the Vogue Knitting Live show in New York in January 2016. They saw their yarn being sold, met their buyers, and made many new friends. Their eventful visit is captured in a video called Tajik Spinners USA Tour 2016, available on YouTube. At the end of the second project in 2017, Casey Ryder of Port Fiber, who markets the Kashgora yarn, visited the spinners in Tajikistan.
Casey, sit down please.
Okay.
The AKF project also provided the women with computers, and they learned how to use Skype to connect with their buyers and friends.
She is so happy that she met like you, Peter, Casey, Martha, very kind people, and now she thinks and she prefers you as a friend, and she's so happy. She all the time talks about you in our workshop. Robia from Shahlo's group, she is one of the women who come to the workshop early in the morning, doing all her job at her house, and all day long she is in a workshop. And the best time of the day, after having a meal at midday, she will put more music and she will sing song and dance. She's asking about the colors. What colors you like more and what colors customers buy more? She's very happy that you like our yarn, and she hopes that we will work for long years and we will improve and the quality, and you will sell it with easiness, how to say, not having any problem.
Yesterday the gana keno boze arkocha zoleke Yesterday